Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. I want to talk a little bit of boxing. Didn't get a chance to do that on Saturday night. Just want to share my thoughts on the Lomachenko Jorge Linares fight. Very good fight, Madison Square Garden. Lomachenko obviously winning by technical knockout over Linares in the 10th round. Again, very, very good fight. Lomachenko claims the WBA lightweight title, his third world championship in a different division, which is extremely impressive, and I believe only 12 pro bouts. Obviously, his amateur career speaks for himself. Probably the greatest amateur boxer of all time, but 3 world titles in only 12 fights is remarkable, and he continues to plow through. Obviously, I believe he's the number one pound for pound fighter in the world and I will leave him there until Earl Spence Jr. defeats Keith Thurman and takes his belt, and then ultimately defeats whoever is left of Terrence Crawford and Jeff Horn. To me, that's the only guy I could foresee going to number one. And that's just for now. I mean, obviously, we have to see Loma ultimately against Mikey Garcia. That's going to be the big test. And Mikey Garcia, who is also undefeated, will have the opportunity for that number one spot as well. I don't see why not. Terrence Crawford as well. All these guys who are in their prime will all have the opportunity at the number one. But right now, Loma with the 3 titles and just the manner and the dominance in which he's performed. And look, Saturday was a big test. And those who are Loma detractors will point out, hey, Linares fought a very close fight. One of the cards, I believe the judges actually had him down at the time of the knockdown. To me, I had Linares only win in 3 rounds. I know he had the 6th round 10-8 because of a knockdown, but I only gave him the 1st round, the 6th, and the 7th because I didn't think Loma had his leg. Now, I will say this. I don't think it was just a flash knockdown like a lot of people said. Yes, he got up very quickly. Talking about when Linares countered with the straight right hand, which is the number one punch you must do against a southpaw, but counter straight right hand down the pipe, and Loma kind of he felt it and ate the canvas. But point being, I didn't think it was a flash knockdown. Whereas it's like, oh, I got caught off guard or I lost. The guy hit me and I happened to lose my balance. I think that was a legitimate. Got hit on the button, I think he was legitimately hurt. And I think in the 7th round he was obviously very conservative, didn't have his normal movement at all. But he got his legs back in the 8th round. Speaks to his ability to face adversity, and it also speaks to Loma's conditioning. A1. 8th round, he ended up cutting Linares, I believe, over his left eye. Started to work on the cut. But as any world-class skilled fighter does, he didn't just hunt the head. He worked the body, whatever was available to him. He got extremely aggressive once he realized he was in trouble, and he got him up out of there appropriately in the 10th round. And it was a beautiful, beautiful combination. I mean, everything going upstairs. Linares trying to protect himself, goes to the high guard, leaving his body completely exposed. And Lomachenko throws a left hook to his liver, and he was done after that. And it was funny because Linares in the post-fight was going to get up there talking about, well, I thought it was a premature stoppage and I could have continued. First of all, you didn't complain at all when the referee stopped. In the moment of what the referee stopped the fight, it looks like you went to your corner to go get your water bottle. Number 2, you got up with like 9.5, basically at the 10-second count, and you put your hands on your knees. And honestly, to me, it's like, you kind of quit too, and that's been the recent trend of fighters against Lomachenko, Rigondeaux, all these guys, Sosa, they just quit. And it's like, I understand the overwhelming aspect of it, but Linares didn't want no more smoke. That's what that was about. He didn't want no more smoke. I do think, and I do agree with the people that say if he had known what the situation was with the cards, I think he would have stood up and tried to continue the fight. But then again, he could have probably seriously been hurt. That body punch was devastating. It was one of the most beautiful body shots I've seen. That's why I'm such an Earl Spence fan, because Earl Spence, you look at the fight he just had with my man Brook England, where he same thing, right to the body. And these guys, these elite level fighters, take wherever your guard is, we're throwing to where it's not. Bottom line, but you have to have a certain skill set, be able to have a certain movement skill, and boxing IQ to leverage those situations. Lomachenko certainly has that. It was on full display, and what impressed me the most was after he got hit, after he had to deal with some adversity. Even early in the fight, he was having a little issues adjusting to the size, but he adjusted. He started really, really moving, really confusing Linares. And Linares is a very good fighter. Made his adjustment, started going to more of a counter style, catching him when he could, trying to focus more on timing rather than volume of punches. Seemed like early in the fight. That's why the disparity. Linares actually threw more punches, but he changed up his game plan because Lomachenko's just too quick, started to feast on it, moving around him. He, sometimes he does that thing where he ends up behind you and you turn around and it's boom. And then the combinations. The combinations was huge. He landed some great uppercuts. Just a very impressive performance by Loma outside of the mistake that he made in the 6th round. And that's why the door is still open for all these other guys, pound for pound number 1, because I haven't seen Errol Spence hit the canvas like that. All these guys, but the one thing though, all these guys have a great chin. Loma, Spence, Crawford, so it's gonna be very interesting. Now, how he fares against Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is a better fighter than Linares, and I'm curious to see what weight they would fight at. I don't know if they would do the thing where they meet at 135 or if Loma has to go up to 140. I think that would be a tough ask. As I think Loma's starting to max out in terms of how much he can move up. But I'm not sure, so you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Mikey Garcia is as long as Linares was. I think the only other person that's really long like that is Robert Easter, but I think Loma's going to clean up Robert Easter. And then you got your money team people out, they're about to throw poor Tank in there. And I like Tank, but Tank ain't ready. That's another guy. He don't want that smoke from Loma. Just my opinion. Just watching him clean through this division is very, very impressive. I believe he's going to have another fight in August to sum up possibly the year, unless he fights again in December. But just overall, very impressive performance by Lomachenko. Loved him battling back from adversity. That was something that hadn't had an opportunity to see yet. But we'll see. If it's a Robert Easter, possibly a Tank Davis. But I think the super fight, probably not until next year, I would think it would be Mikey Garcia. And right now, if you're Mikey Garcia and you see some of the success that Linares had, you want to make that fight. As much praise as I just levied upon Loma, again, opportunities are there. Guys are going to make mistakes. I probably would say right now my top 3 are Loma. I'm going to even go top 4. Loma, Triple G, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr. And Triple G, I'm a little tentative there between him and Crawford, only because the level of competition. He's got to fight either Andre or Charlo to me, because I'm done with the Canelo nonsense. I'm not even going to speak anymore on that. But between Boo Andrade and Charlo, those are the big bad wolves at 160 in my opinion. And I would like to see Triple G, go after those guys. But obviously his record speaks for itself. That's why he's up there, as well as Terrence Crawford. And I've already spoken on my favorite guy, Errol Spence Jr. But you guys let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Great fight weekend. Some more great fights coming up. I believe in June we have Crawford and Horn. That will be Crawford's debut at 147. So very excited to see what he looks like at that weight. And I expect him to defeat Jeff Horn. But anyway, love you guys. Appreciate it. As always, over and out.